Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Today we're going to do another page setup for the album that we're currently making, which is the Simple Vintage Meadow Flowers Timeless Scrapbook album. I lost my words there for a second. This is the paper collection that we are using, and this is the set of templates that we are using. And I have a video playlist for this project that will take you step by step through the process that we have so far. We do have covers over here. We just can't put the page setups in here just yet because we at least have one more layer to add before we can do that. And that is because of the cascade binding system in this album. So, did I tell you I'll link that playlist up here? Okay, so we are going to do a layout, what are we doing? What are we doing? So we are going to do a waterfall element and a 3D double door situation on the top of this page setup. So this is what we did in the last video. We didn't finish this. It's not completely finished, embellished, or inserts or anything like that, but it's still a lot going on. This turned out so cute. So this was the last video that you'll see, well, that you've seen, but it's also in that playlist. Anyway, super cute. So we're going to do something on top here, which I haven't actually done this exact thing yet in this album series at all, any of the albums that we've made. There is also a playlist that has all of the albums that we've made so far in this set of templates. So I'll check that out. I'll link that up there as well. But I'm going to set this aside for now, and I'm going to show you everything that I have prepped and ready. Not everything is ready. We'll have to do some work still, but I left some things whole because I wanted you to see what they look like, I guess. So I do have timestamps in the description box, so if you need to refer back to this time in the video, it will be timestamped. So out of the set of templates, I have printed, I think I printed 3. Page 15, I printed 3 of these onto cardstock. White cardstock, just plain, the plain version, and I cut them out, I separated them, I scored them, and I put tape on those tabs. You do not have to miter those tabs. As a matter of fact, you need to leave them whole. So I did 3 pages of that, and they're all ready to go. And then page 16, I printed the Flutter background design onto cardstock, and I cut it all out. I scored, and then put the tape on the plain side, and I inked everything up. So I've got 3 strips of tape here, and then on the 2 tabs I've got tape and mitered those corners. So that I inked those up to the part 1 as well. And then on page, this is a lot here, sorry. On page 20, I printed page 20 onto white cardstock, just the plain version. And I left the 2 long tabs on, but cut off all the short tabs. So on each one of these, I scored, taped, and mitered. And then I inked all around both sides. So each one of these are done the exact same way. Right, so these are going to be the doors, the 3D doors. And then I printed several times, I printed mats. So I actually printed 3 mats, and I'll show you. The first one is this one. And the reason this one's important is because we're also going to be matting the spine of this well, the spine of this page, of this level, page number 4 is what this is. We're going to be matte. Oh, I have one more thing. Oh, I did print a matte for that, which is on page 37. I printed a matte. This is from the Shades of Color 2. It is color number 19. Yeah, color number 19. I printed onto white cardstock. So I forgot to add that onto the earlier page. But anyway, so we're going to matte this part with this paper. So the matte for this is on page 34. And what I did was, after I printed this off, so I cut down this paper. And I did this to several. I cut this paper down to 8.5 by 11, however it was supposed to go on here. It might have been something like that, just 8.5 and 11. So I ran it through my printer and printed page 50. And so what I did was, I'm not using this part. We're probably going to have to make another set of these so that we could use the opposite parts. You'll see what I'm talking about. So we're not going to be using this part today, but we are using this part. So before I trimmed this out, I traced this out from this mat, which is the tiny little sliver that goes on the spine of the 3D flip. So I made sure I traced that out first, and then I cut everything out. I took the top and bottom mat off. They're still attached there. And I haven't cut this sliver off yet. I do like to ink one edge of it first because it's really flimsy. So we'll cut this apart together and ink it up. But I have inked up the edge. It's already inked, but I do like getting the white paper. So there's one. And then the second one I printed from this paper. Same thing. I cut it down. This one has all the cut apart pieces on the back. I was going to use the back sides of these to matte the back of the flips, but because this one has the cut apart, it was going to look funky. So, but anyway, so I cut this down to 8.5 by 11 as well. Ran it through the printer, and we're going to be using this side. And again, I cut it out, but I haven't cut this off yet because I wanted to ink that edge. Plus, I didn't want to lose it. So we're going to be using this to matte. And then one more thing. Oh, I guess I didn't. I thought I printed another one of these, because what I did for this page is, instead of printing it the right way, so page 50 is the matte for this setup, and instead of printing it like this, I printed it to where it was a mirror image. So I think it looked like this. Yeah. So when I went to print it, I chose this page, and then I went through, looked at the settings, and I hit mirror image. So then it printed it out like this. And the reason we have to do that, excuse me, the reason we have to do that is because when this page flips back, you need to have it going the right direction. So this way it gets matted. And I wanted to print it instead of trace it because of this little sliver. So it's just a little trick you can do. You can also print it. So this is printed onto that same number 19 Shades of Color 2 paper that I printed off. Then I printed this over top. So, but yeah, so that's just an easy trick if you don't want to trace those little bits. Print the mirror image. But then you need to remember to go back and unclick that so that you don't print everything in a mirror image. Alright, so I'm going to, because look, if I was to use the back side of this, because I could have cut this out and used the back side of this to matte the back side, but then you would see all of this and it would just look kind of weird, you know. This one would have worked just fine because it has that pretty pink plaid, but not this one. So that's why I ended up doing what I did. Okay, so that is all I have printed out of the templates. I do have some photo mats and things printed, but we'll talk about that in a second. And I am, okay, so the seasons are a-changing, and it's actually cold today. And I've been having some serious allergy issues, which is funny because I take allergy medicine every day. But when the seasons change like this, it's like it just amps up. Either I can't breathe, my nose hurts, or I'm sneezing, or it's just a bunch of different things. And I'm feeling better, but I still, today I woke up, you know, just feeling gross again. Not gross as in I can't work, but like gross as in I can't breathe. And I do sound a little funky, so I apologize for that. But anyways, okay, so before we get into doing any of the mats, let's attach some things down. First thing we need to attach is these doors. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to open, since this is now attached to everything, I'm going to open this up like this so it's more of a flat surface. And we are going to attach this one here, we're going to attach it onto the left hand side. And then this one will be attached onto the right hand side. So I'm going to remove the tape backing. And I will do the glue stick trick just to give me just a bit of a wiggle room. And then I'm going to fold this back and I'm going to keep it flat. And then I'm going to attach this down. Don't go over the score. You want to make sure that you can still, if this is still functioning, it'll still turn and everything is fine. Turn, flip, and everything is fine. So then this one is going to go on this side. Let's do it like this. I'll do the glue stick. And the glue stick just gives it just a teeny little bit of wiggle room. It doesn't really do anything else. So it gives you a minute to position. And if you don't use a glue stick and you put it down wrong, you can still use like undo and get the page off, no problem. Okay. So we now have something like this. All right, I am now going to do the magnet placement because I'm only going to use a magnet, I think, on these doors. I'm not going to use a magnet on the waterfall element, but let me grab one of my jigs really quick. So I'm going to stick it in there. If you want to see how to make this, I'll put a link right here. I don't know if I put it in the playlist or not, but I'm just going to sit it in here because it'll give me some support. So it's the same thickness as the, it's not acting like it is, but it's the same thickness as as the 3D parts. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I've got it in here pretty good, and I'm holding it to where it is tight, and I am going to mark where this is, and I think I'm just going to put the magnet here. We'll see. Let's see. I think that's going to work because I'm also going to do a wax seal. So this is, I'm just using this as an example. So I think I'm going to do something like this. So I kind of want to do the magnet right here. So if I do a magnet there, yeah, that should work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a magnet. It's not going to interfere with other magnets, I don't think. So I guess I should check that really quick. All of my magnet resources and tape resources are linked down below. Oh. See, I have magnets up here and I have magnets down there. I was thinking about using those, but I just want to do the one in the middle. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so let me see here. Just in case there's an issue, I wanna make sure I put it the right way. All right, let me stick this back. I think what I'll do too, I'm gonna tape that down for just a second so I don't have to hold it. I probably shouldn't have taped it down so good. I don't know if I need to tape it down just yet. But I'm going to tape it down just for a second because I need to put a magnet here. But it's okay, that's going to have a wax seal over top of it. So let me remove that and let me put a glue dot. You don't have to use glue dots. If you don't have them, you can always use just a piece of tape or even glue, just regular glue. But I find these glue dots work marvelously. Marvelously. Okay. All right, what's next? I probably should wait. Dang on it. Let me, oh, I'm not gonna be able to get it back up. Okay. Actually, let me mat this first, and I'm gonna put, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mat this first. And then I'm gonna put the magnet on. I just think it'll be better for bulk. Let me move this out of the way. So this is the mat for that, but I do need to cut this off. And I'll do it this one time on camera, and then the rest of them I will do off camera. But it's just a sliver, and I just didn't want to lose it. Plus it's harder to ink all the sides when it's just a tiny little sliver, so I'm just lining it up. I'm going to ink this edge. Just getting rid of that white. And then I'm going to ink this edge because I've already done the 3 sides. And since I printed it, it's already got a bit of a vintage, like an inked distress edge on it. Let's see, how does this go? It goes like that. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and see how unruly these little strips can be. I'm going to go ahead and add that strip. And I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac, and then I'll add the mat, and then we'll add the magnet and the wax seal. Oop. Okay. Whoa. Some of you might find these little strips, these little mats, a little too fidgety, and that's okay. If you don't like those little strips, you can leave them off. You could just ink that edge if you wanted to. You didn't have to put anything on there. Make sure I didn't do anything to glue anything weirdly. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna add the mat to here, and then we'll have to add another glue dot, but that's okay. Sure is nice having a nice full bottle of Fabri-Tac. Sure is. You know, I didn't even check to make sure this fit, but it does. It should, but sometimes I cut things wrong. You know, I'm just not paying attention, and I cut them shorter, inside the line, outside the line, so on and so forth. I've been known to do that quite a bit. Okay. All right, so now I think I'm gonna grab my wax seal beads, and I better do 4. I better do 4 because of the magnet. Bring my candle over here. Can you guys see? I'm gonna put the 4 beads. Ooh, there is already wax in there. I'm gonna put the 4 beads in here, and I'm gonna let that melt. Oh, I need to put my magnet back. Whoops, wrong. Okay, same scenario. I'm just gonna draw a circle. I just wasted a glue dot, unfortunately, but that's okay. Wonderful. Okay, and that should be enough to hold it, the flap down, because we're going to have a waterfall element underneath. So, okay, I'm going to take this out for a second because I'm going to stick this in here. Oh shoot, I just ripped one of my, I'm trying to nurse one of my plants back to health. I'm going to stick this under here like this. Where's the wax seal? I'm going to use the 3D rose one, and I've already got glue on me. I like the oval. It's listed in that Amazon list, and I'm going to use that one. Okay. While we wait, I'm going to go ahead and start taking care of some of these. Okay, I think it's good and melted. So let's just, whoa, let's just go ahead and pour this. As I'm making a mess. This is going to be a big wax seal, but that's okay. Let me scooch you in so you can see it when it's finished. When it's finished drying. I hope it looks okay. It looks kind of funny in my monitor. Move my candle back. Oh yeah. A lot of times the magnet will hold on to the wax seal, but it looks like the rose, the 3D part of the rose is right on top of the magnet, so I think it turned out pretty good. Let's move these out of the way. So it's going to look like this. Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, let me scooch back out. Doesn't that look good? Okay, now I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to close this, I'm going to flip this back normal so it looks better for one. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, okay. I love it when a plan comes together. Let me scooch back out. And it looks so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. So now I am going to cut these mats, and then we will come right back, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these mats, and I'm going to mat the inside, and then we're going to come back and do the waterfall. Alright, I have matted the spine of this page. I have matted the entire inside of this setup. So we are going to put our waterfall element here, right? So when you open this up, it's going to be like, ta-da, because the waterfall element is going to be thick. It just is by nature because there's lots of layers. So I'm gonna set this aside and let's get to working on our waterfall. Okay, so I've got page number 16. I got it wrote on here so that I don't get confused. So we are gonna actually start by making this into a pocket. We're just gonna do it. I don't think I have anything for this, so we'll have to pick something out later, either later in the video or later in the album series. But I'm gonna go ahead and make this into a pocket. And it looks like I didn't get that inked very good. Okay. So we are going to have this attached down and it's gonna flip up like this. Okay? So this is how this waterfall flip is gonna work. So I'm gonna start with these and I'm gonna start at this line here and I'm gonna fold it back like that. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep it like this. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes. So I'm gonna take the tape backing off and if you want to, use your glue stick. This is the simplest way I have found to make this waterfall element. So I'm just gonna flip it this way. I am going to hold it up at an angle and I'm not gonna go over that score because we want it to flip still. And I'm gonna attach this down like that. And I need to make sure that it will flip. Yep. So perfect. So we've got one attached. We're gonna flip this over. We are going to burnish that down. And we're gonna do the next one. Same thing. We're gonna take the tape backing off. We're gonna do the glue stick. That one was sticking out just a little bit. I'm gonna flatten it back down. We're gonna hold it at an angle and we're going to butt it right up next to that. Let me make sure this is the same size. Again, sometimes I cut inside the line, outside the line, on the middle. I need to be more consistent. But anyways. Alright, so there's that one. It's not going to be too crucial. I'm going to burnish that down. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it 5 times on this part. Just like that. And that worked out perfectly. And the reason I started at the bottom here is sometimes, depending on how you trim your paper, it could have been short or could have been sticking over, or this part here could have been taller. It just really depends. So each time if you start at this bottom part, then you'll have the correct spacing. And if you don't, you can cut off the page 16. You can cut that top part off. So there's those flips. So now we're going to add one more flip, and that's going to be to this part here. And I'm going to take the tape, actually I'm going to flip it this way. We're going to flip it back on itself. Take the tape backing off. A little bit of glue stick. I'm going to flip it around because I can see better this way. And oh, this one you actually can miter. Actually, it's probably a better idea to miter. So I'm just going to cut just ever so slightly, cut a corner off. Get that before it sticks down to something. And I'm going to attach it to the pocket. So this is going to get matted anyway, so you won't see that. So let me close that up. So this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to have it like this, and we're going to have it up like this. So I don't think I'm going to use a magnet here because we've got this magnet, this secure magnet, hopefully will hold it from falling forward, but we are going to do a wax seal there just because I like doing that. So let me show you what I got prepped, and not ready, but prepped. I have a piece of vellum. I have one of the cut apart sheets from the 6x8 paper pad, and it was on here like this. So I wanted to use this one, and oops. What else do I have? Oh, and then this one, I have cut a 4x6 photo mat to go on to a 4x6 to go on to my 4x6 photo mat. So this is also from the 6x8 paper pad. It's just a little bit smaller of a image. So I got that ready to go. It's not ready to go. I still have to prep it. And then this is the piece that we cut out of this. So this piece here, we cut out of, this is from the last video. We cut that out. So we're going to use it in this one. And so first thing I need to do is both of these, I need to do the photo corner chomper. Now let me use the purple one. Oh, these, I printed 6 sheets of these. So they come 2 to a sheet, and it's just on 28-pound paper. I'm pretty sure I printed 6. It's either 5 or 6. And all these pages are going to get matted with these photo mats. But this, you don't have to, if you don't have this corner chomper, which is a staple in my album making, if you don't have that, you don't have to use it at all. You can just mat this, and it kind of gives the appearance of photo corners. But there's also, in the Photo Mats Essentials, there's also one that's just a square or a rectangle with no photo corners. So if you just wanted to use the black as a mat instead of the photo corners, you could do that as well. But I'm going to corner chomp with the photo part, and hopefully I have this the right size. So then it should fit right in here. So I'm going to ink it up, but it'll fit right inside of that area. Isn't that cool? In case you're new here and you didn't know that that's how that worked. Sorry, I'm going to do this one too. This one might be a little bit smaller because I cut on the inside of the lines when I cut that out. So that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, it's a little smaller. But again, I'm not going to worry about it. It'll be fine. I'll just, the part that you can see, I'll just butt it up to there. All right, so I'm going to ink both of those up. But then this piece, so this is a piece of vellum that I just kind of ripped into the same size. Oops, I have a postie there. Ripped into the same size. I can't decide if I want to ink it up or not. I kind of want it to stand out a little. But for this, I'm going to do a little bit of a wonky. I don't particularly want it just to be perfect. I kind of want it to look like it's aged or torn or ripped or whatever. It's just a little subtle something. Nothing fancy. And I might curl these edges up a little bit too, because that's what I did with these. I just curled the edges. Just to give it a little bit of dimension, you know, just a little something. Wait, so it's going to go on there, but I'm going to ink it up first. Okay. I'm going to ink all 3 of these pieces up just real quick. So now I'm going to mat 2 of these photo mats with these. I'm not sure what, when I cut that out, I just kind of put, don't keep this part. This is the part you're cutting off. Or don't put glue there, I think is what I was telling myself. I always leave myself notes. Alright, let me see if I can't, like, make it not so obvious on the bottom. I could have inked that up a little bit so it wouldn't be that noticeable, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to mat this top flap here. I'm going to mat it with this purple mat. Whoa, I am getting very heavy-handed on my glue. Very heavy-handed. You don't need that much. It's a lot coming out at one time, I guess. And then I'm going to put this one up here. So if you were to use a magnet, you would want to put the magnets down before you put these photo mats down. Now I am going to melt some wax so I can do a wax seal. How much? I did 4 last time. That was a lot. I'm going to do, am I going to do the same wax seal though? I might do the bee just because it's just different. Let's do the bee. The 3D, it's really 3D. I mean, they're already 3D, but this is just a really deep bee. I like it. I like it a lot. So you don't have to. You could use the rose one. Because do I have one with the bee? I do. Here's what that's going to look like. Isn't that going to look cool? All right, and let me put this together while that melts. I need to decide if I want it to be up or I guess I need to get that back out. Do I want it to be up here and then have this wax seal here, or what? What do I want? Maybe I don't want the bee. Maybe I would rather have this guy. I'm going to go back to the, I think I'm going to do the, no, I'm going to do the bee. Don't second guess yourself. Okay, I think I'll just put it here. And I'm not going to go to the edge because I might end up adding some more things underneath it eventually. But for right now, I'm just kind of keeping it pretty, whoop, keeping it minimal. Wow, I have made a mess. This is just a glue eraser, so it'll get rid of extra glue there. Because the Fabri-Tac, when it dries, it can be shiny. You don't necessarily want that. Okay, so I need to get this ready. for the wax seal. I need to mark where it's going to go too, because so while I'm here, I'm going to mat this with a photo mat. I haven't stamped them with the 4x6 stamp yet, but I might do that off camera. Okay, is it almost? I just need to make sure I have this the correct. I guess it could be going this direction. That'd be kind of cool, maybe. It doesn't have to flash straight up and down, does it? Okay. So I'm going to pour this on my dot and off the page, like so. Then I'm going to put that down and let it sit. And it's going to be beautiful. Okay, it should be done. Look at that. Oh, I think it turned out beautiful. Can you see it? Oh, I just love that. That looks super good. I love that. I love that a lot. Okay. Let me move everything out of the way again. Now I'm going to go through and just mat. I'm going to mat this and all the flaps. I don't have anything for that pocket yet. Maybe I'll think about that. So I'm just going to mat everything and then I will be back. Okay, I have everything matted, but it was 6 sheets plus one photo mat on the photo mats. So, but anyway, I'll show you that in a second because I've got an idea. So I cut this part out of this sheet, the one we just used actually, and it was up here, and it was this, and I kind of fussy cut around. So I'm thinking about using this and this sticker, and I cut this from the scraps. So let's do this. Let's ink this up. And let me ink these up. I wonder if I should cut some of that away. No, let me just ink it up. It says radiate love, right? So I thought that was kind of cute. So I'm gonna stick that right there for a second. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some cutting, but I think it'll be fine. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna put this here. I'm actually gonna, let me move these. Get this out of the way. So I'm gonna try to put it right. Oh, where's my little pieces of, oh, there, on the floor. My little purple tape. So I'm just gonna touch this whole thing down to the table even, just like this. As I'm thinking I want to stick this off the page a little. So I'm gonna glue it down. Ooh. I'm gonna glue it down to that mat. So I'm gonna move that down. And actually, I think I'll just put a little bit of glue right here. Might be too far over. How about right there? Does that look straight? I can't tell. So I'm gonna have to trim this off, and then I think what I'll do is I'll trim this off, and then I'll attach this part that I trim off maybe down here. All right, I'm gonna get another piece of tape. I'm going to need it. Just to keep all those pieces together. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Put that there. All right, I'm gonna trim this off. And that way I can put glue on it and then attach it. Okay, that's good. That's good, good, good. And then, take this piece of tape off. So I can glue that down right there. Do we like that? If not, well, I'll add something to it to make it better. That's the only thing I can think to do. And then this radiate, since I've stuck it and restuck it, I'm going to put glue on the back of it. I wonder if I need to put some tape or something. Some washi tape underneath there. Alright, let me see what, I'm just going to put glue just barely on this little edge here. And I'm going to stick it on my tippy toes, and I'm going to match this up. Oop. I'm going to have to trim that off. And match this up right where I cut it. Best I can anyway. And I'm going to let that dry. What do you think about washi tape? Washi tape or a sticker? Or faux washi tape, mind you. Do we need some blue? I think we need some blue. Let's do this one. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's cute. Okay, that'll work. All right, well, while that dries, let me move these out of the way. So I've got the mats on all of these. It just took one more mat. I was just shy of one mat. And it looks like that. So I still need to let that dry. But I was going to say, while that's drying, these little spots here, you could put a sticker. You could stamp the person's name. You could put the date. Let's do October 2024, just because. You could do it in color. I'm just going to do it in brown. And that's the big O, right? Let's do my birthday. Not my birthday, my birthday, but not my birth year. My birthday, not my birth year. October. I'll grab a piece of that washi, and you'll never know that I didn't do that on purpose. Just to add a little color, that's all. I just had a phone call, sorry about that. I don't remember what I was doing. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to here, but I'm going to shut this and trim this washi off because it's cute. I don't want to. So it's just something you can do just to add a little bit of something, you know what I mean, to those little spaces. And again, you could also add a sticker because they're skinny. I was trying to find something, a word, but none of it really goes, none of it's small enough to go like right here. That's what I was thinking. Oh, and while we're down here, let's see if I can get this off. Or while we're here, not down here. So it should just be attached to that black top part there. Oh, I didn't ink it. Oh well. It's okay. I knew I was going to have to take a little bit off. Right there. And that is okay. So let me move some things. So it looks like that. Okay, so I don't have an insert, but if there was something being behind there, it should look pretty cool, right? I think. So it's just a nice little cluster, and you can still get your photo up under here. You can't tell because that's got a white edge, but you can still get your photo up under there. And it looks like a continuation. Okay, that looks really cute. I like it. Okay, so this is what we got. Now let me clean this up and we will attach this to the page setup. So I'm going to bring the page setup back over here and it is going to go right here. So when it's closed, you see how it's got plenty of room to be inside of there? Oh, so good, so good. right, I'm going to take the tape backing off. Whoa. I've just got 3 pieces of tape here. And I guess just in case, I'll go ahead and do the glue stick. Just in case. Alright, so I'm going to go side to side. I think it should fit almost perfectly. Side to side and center it as best I can without getting a ruler out. Press that down. Are we sticking out? Just a little bit. That would just be so cute. Adding all those little things to that. That would be just so cute. So cute. Okay. So, there we go. Look at there. So if we turn it, we don't have to worry about things flapping down. I think that was a good call. We didn't need a magnet there. We just needed a magnet here. And that looks so good. I'm not even sure if it needs any more embellishing, because I mean, we have one more layer still. So yeah, I love that. I love the way this looks. What do you guys think? Okay. I think that's all we're going to do today. So be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to check out all the description box information. And make sure that you give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video album series. And thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.